Indicated to be used with a small vessel active bleed,
Okay.
or if they want to do some touching up of oozing, where there's a defect, maybe they did a large pulvectomy. Maybe they put a couple of clips in the middle to hold it together, but the edges are still a little bit oozy. So CoaGrasper is good for that. CoaGrasper is a device that is unique to Olympus. It's been out for a really long time. It should really be included on every bleeder part that you've got, because when you have a bleeder, you want everything that's possibly available. There are 3 different lengths. 2 you'll probably have here. This is for the lower, for colon. And
the 4 mm for the lower?
You want to look at this part
Oh,
of the
the picture,
label,
I see.
right?
I got
the
you.
colon and the orange background.
Okay.
The upper one is going to be blue, and you're going to see the shape of the stomach.
Gotcha.
Right? And why that makes a difference. The wall of the colon is much thinner than that of the stomach. And these are what they look like in real life. This is a photograph. So those ridges that you see are not teeth. Looks like a forceps. These are ridges to prevent slippage of the mucosa. This is the one for the stomach and esophagus. So if you were to use, let's say you're in a case, pulvectomy, you want to touch up some oozing, or even if there's a small vessel bleed, and you've got a bicap, that's all you've got in your cart.
Correct.
Could you pull 2 sides of the defect together with that? With a bicap? No, you couldn't. Could you pinch a bleeding vessel with a bicap?
Oh no, with a clip, yeah.
With a clip you can, right? But you're not stopping the bleeding, you're just pulling, right? With a bicap you couldn't. So this performs a lot of functions that a bicap cannot. Okay, because what they do with this is, let's say this is what they want to cauterize, right? Go over the lesion. They're going to close and tent away, right? And then step on the blue pedal.
Okay.
That's it. What the tenting away does is that it prevents deep thermal damage to the submucosa. So with a bicap, all that energy is focused on the tip. With this, it's focused across the surface area of the cups evenly, right? And so tenting away protects all this healthy tissue here.
Okay.
I'll show you a little video. So this is the CoaGrasper being used in, looks like an ESD. This is the cap that were you here when Dr. Kim was asking about the cap?
No.
So see how they just grab it, tent it away, he's pulling back. He'll do that at the biopsy port, right? So your Irby rep already put a setting on here for you that says CoaGrasper.
Correct.
Okay. So you don't have to worry about settings. It's already preset for CoaGrasper. Upper and lower have the same settings.
Okay.
What you'll be responsible for is the open, close, and rotation of it. And so, just like with a forceps, open, close, right? Open, close, and then Dr. would pull back to tent away, right? It's monopolar, so your patient needs what?
Grounding.
Grounding, okay? And then you want to put this plug on just when this
When
is
he's about
coming
to
out
use
of the scope and he's ready for it.
Okay.
It's designed so that you don't have to look at it when you plug it in. You will hear an audible click. If you don't hear an audible click, because you're usually watching the monitor, right? If you don't hear that click, you're not connected. And let me tell you, it happens all the time. The way I got here today is a couple weeks ago, Claire texted me, we're stepping on the pedal and it's not working. And I said, did you hear the click, right? So you want to hear the click. If you're over the lesion, doctor wants you to rotate it, disconnect this, unconnect. Can you delete that part, the unconnect? Disconnect.
Disconnect.
So you're going to disconnect it.
Take two.
Can you hold this?
Of course.
You're going to disconnect. You're going to lay the catheter in your hand like that. There's a little ridge here. I
Okay.
kind of tell people just feel for the ridge. That way you don't have to be trying to see,
Yeah.
right? And then put your other thumb right here over the label, and that's where you twirl. Or you can do it this way, and so that turns the forceps. The catheter doesn't turn, but the forceps does,
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
right?
just like a clip.
Yes.
Just like a feel.
Yeah.
Just like a clip.
Yeah. Okay?
Do you mind if I just feel
Not
that?
at all. I want you to practice that
Yeah.
because most people forget that you can do that, and then they hold it too tight.
Like this,
So
right?
I would just lay this part in your hand.
Like this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna hold
And
this.
I kind of I hold it, but I don't secure it.
You
I
don't
don't
secure it, you kinda
I don't
just-
immobilize it.
Okay.
Okay.
And let's see, is it twisted there?
Yeah. So the longer your catheter, the longer it's going to take for that energy to come out. But
Okay,
yeah,
but
it's
it's
absolutely twirling.
Yeah. Okay. And then will it twirl if I'm like this? No, right?
Both
No.
directions.
But like if I'm not grabbing it, let's say I'm just.
No, if you're
not
not grabbing
grabbing
it, no.
Okay.
You want
It would have to be.
You want to make sure this isn't moving.
Oh, I see what
Yeah.
you mean.
But you don't
Okay.
have to press hard. If you press hard, you'll be able to feel
Yeah.
the
It's like
press,
stiff.
press hard and then try and rotate it. You'll feel the wire inside.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Here.
What is that?
This is a koa grasper, so
Oh.
it's a hemostasis device.
Is it like a hot forceps?
Except it doesn't cut. It cauterizes.
Oh,
So it's
you
for
can
active
actually.
bleed.
Oh.
Yeah.
So while they cut, it will cauterize or.
Doesn't cut.
Oh, it doesn't cut.
Does not cut.
Like
It's
it won't
not
pull
for
up a
cutting.
biopsy.
Not
No,
for cutting.
It's just for cauterizing.
Just for
So are these for like sites that have been already
Cut.
like say if we use a jumbo forceps, we pull a polish out and it's bleeding, then we insert one of these and kind of cauterize?
That would be the doctor's call. If he wants to put a clip, maybe 1 clip, 2 clips, depending on the size of the
Oh,
defect.
okay.
But let's say the edges are oozing,
Yeah,
right?
yes.
And he really doesn't need to put another clip,
Uh-huh.
right? Because they're not that far apart. So one of these you can use in multiple locations in the same patient.
How late are you here?
As long as it takes for me to do everybody.
Oh, okay. so
Within
then-
reason. I mean, not 3 o'clock.
Oh,
Okay.
no. Sometime this morning. Sometime this morning.
Barbara, yeah.
And so Claire,
Yes.
really important that you hear it click, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we snap.
And remember that if the doctor wants you to rotate,
Yeah, we
right,
remove the.
you've got to remove that.
Disconnect.
Because if you don't,
Disconnect.
Do this before.
yeah, disconnect. If you don't, look what happens.
Yeah, that probably happens.
It's like your earphones, right?
Yeah.
You're right, you're right. Okay.
So it's indicated for small vessel bleeds.
So is it like a grasper at the end?
It looks like a forceps. This is what it looks like.
What was the other one
Here
here?
it is. So this one is the lower one, this, and the cups are flat and these ridges prevent slippage.
Okay.
This looks like a biopsy forceps,
Yeah.
but it doesn't cut.
Oh, okay.
And when would it be just doctor's choice as far as what size to use, or is one for an EGD, or
Colon?
is a bigger one? This one, yeah.
No,
It's on, let's see the
smaller.
pictures on there.
Smaller
Thinner wall.
because the wall, the lining of the colon is thinner.
Can you use just the tip to cauterize? Okay, so it doesn't have to be open.
It depends, if you're closing something, you need to
Well,
grasp
that's why
both
we have a
sides.
bicap. That's why we use a bicap to
No,
cauterize.
because I've seen, like when we're hot smearing, they
Oh,
use
like
the tip
when
of
they-
that smear
Mhm.
to.
When they burn
Right.
up, yeah.
Right, but this is different. If they were doing EMR, they would want to have something besides the bicap on the cart.
I see.
Because we're limited with a bicap. You can't close an active vessel,
Yeah.
and you can't close 2 sides of a defect, right? But when somebody's bleeding, you want to have everything. Do
Right.
you have any questions about this? Okay. So,
Sorry, just so the packages will have the pictures.
yeah, so the the upper one is going to be turquoise blue, and it'll have the outline right here of a stomach. Yeah. Now, that said, I do have guys that do ESD, and they like the colon one for the stomach. They feel that it's smaller and it gives them a little bit more control.
Okay.
And that this takes up a lot of room in that cap,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, they use the lower ones. You would not want to use the upper one in the colon, right? The upper one is much bigger and more aggressive,
Okay.
Okay.
okay? So the other thing that we're
Oh
looking.
wait, the upper one is bigger? So the bigger size is for the EGDs?
Stomach, yep.
Oh.
Stomach is awesome, yes. The mucosa is much thicker, more muscular, right? Very thin in the colon.
Yeah.
You're usually using a smaller beach needle in the colon, shorter tip, right? Because of that. So we are looking at Elevue, and Elevue is a premixed submucosal injection. It's gonna come in, when you get it, it'll be a box that looks like this.
Okay.
That has a foil bag with 5 of these all attached. And so it's gonna ship to you in a temperature controlled box, really big styrofoam that's just for shipping. Once you unpack it, you can put it in the drawer, in your cabinet. You wanna always, whatever you don't use, you wanna put back in the foil bag, stick it away.
Okay, and I'm sorry, I missed what this was.
Elevue, submucosal injection. So let's say Mario wants to do a flat lesion, right, snare pulpectomy, an EMR, right? But he wants to separate the
Yeah.
lesion from the submucosa
Yeah.
and protect the submucosa, right? So normally they'll inject with saline, and I've heard that they put epi and eye drops, methylene blue. This is premixed methylene blue submucosal injection. You don't have to do any mixing. So you would
Nice.
open this, you would pull apart one vial like
Okay.
that, twist it off.
How many vials to a pack?
5.
And does this have epi or what do they agree?
Does not have epi.
Or does not?
So if they wanted epi,
You'd have to inject it separately.
if they wanted epi, what you would do is fill your syringe
Oh, no.
We mix it like in a.
and then put it in a cup, mix it, and then,
Like the way
Okay,
you
but
do it.
that's
Refill
still
your
like way less
syringe.
steps, you know.
yeah.
So it's a little more than like 10.
It's 10,
Or it's
it's
10.
just that I've been filling from,
Okay.
kind of leftover stuff. If you have bubbles like this, you don't want to inject them back up in here, because this isn't airtight, and it's just real, it's
Okay.
plastic.
Okay.
So, you just want to get your bubbles out like that, and then this is our syringe that I use for my demos, which is, this one is a 26 gauge. And I like to use this one so that everybody can see how easy it is, even with a 26 gauge needle. This was a thing that when I started working at Olympus and I started going into GI cases, I was so intrigued by how easy it is for you guys to wind up the catheter. Because 6 years I still can't do it. So who's gonna inject?
I don't care. You and me, don't matter. Can we do it?
Yeah, you do.
So I just put it on my syringe like this. It's gonna take about 2 milliliters to fill your catheter. So you do wanna prime it, right?
No, I just saw how she just like.
Yeah.
Push it, you don't have to
This
twist.
one yeah, just, and you don't have to hold it, it'll stay, all right? So needle out, please. Okay, this is a really tiny needle. This is a
Oh, wow.
This is a 1.8 needle.
And you can
length.
adjust the settings of the needle there, or like how much?
If it
will
was,
go?
if it was longer, you could, although it's
Go
not
back.
secure until it's not locked until it's completely in or out.
Right.
Right, but if you wanted to shorten it up and hold it, you could.
Oh, I see.
But not this one, this one's too tight. Okay, so what he's gonna do is needle out, please.
You know that.
Okay, he's gonna come in kind of at an angle
Mm-hmm.
and try and get into the submucosal space. Inject, please.
Injecting.
And you can see it start to fill like that. If you don't see that happening, he's not in the submucosal space, and he'll take out the needle. Stop injecting.
Stop.
Okay, he'll take out the needle and he'll move it around. Wait, come over here. Okay, inject.
Injecting.
There you go.
Injecting.
It'll form like a halo around
Yeah,
all of the
yeah.
stuff.
Stop.
So,
Wow.
this is the first one we did at 9 o'clock.
It's still raised?
It will stay lifted. So 45 minutes is guaranteed, but this is
That's
more
good.
than an hour
Because
old.
I know that before, I mean, at least now you have like a limited time
Needle in?
to, you know, cut it out or whatnot, because then it'll almost go back.
Thank you. That's it. A lot of doctors,
I'm gonna pull the needle out.
okay?
Love it.
I like this a lot, so we don't have to do all that
Mixing.
mixing stuff. I'm gonna pull the needle out.
The needle out,
You don't have to hold it.
okay? I don't know if I'm there. Needle out. Okay, inject. Now that's a 26 gauge needle, you guys. See how easy it was to push that through?
I like this.
So it will, thank you for
So do
putting
these
that
kind
back.
of different sizes?
Yes, yeah. So I would not, if you're not doing ESD, there's no need to really for
Oh, wait,
26
some
gauge.
different
Yeah,
needles.
so I would go with a 25 gauge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gauge.
You probably use a 4 or 5 millimeter length or centimeter.